Hi, Amanda. I'm Andrea from Italy. Happy to be here with you and kudos for your performance in the
Thanks.
movie.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, thank you. You as well. A little bit early, but a
You
little
got
bit of
your tree
joy.
up. I have to say it. I'm not going to be later, but that's
Uh,
amazing.
Oh, thanks, Andrea. I love the Christmas tree.
yeah, we are trying to have some joy during these crazy times.
Yeah.
So my first question is related to your relationship with the golden age of Hollywood. Is there any movie or any actor that you particularly love from the good old days of Hollywood?
Katharine Hepburn in The Philadelphia Story and The Philadelphia Story.
Oh, great
That's
choice.
yeah.
One of my favorite things to have on is Turner Classic Movies. I love the feeling of the movies from back then. To me, it's extremely comforting. I enjoy it. Like if I'm not feeling well and I'm laying on the couch, that's probably what I'm going to watch. When I'm filming, doesn't matter really what I'm filming, but when I'm in my trailer, I'll usually have Turner Classic Movies on because just the sound of it and the colors and the look of it and the performances, I find it very comforting. So that's just my take as a sort of audience member.
Yeah, every time a David Fincher movie comes out, the press always ask question about the thousand takes that he gets for one specific scene. And I know that you already had the opportunity to speak about that. So what I want to know is what have you learned working with him on this particular project?
For me,
Yeah, yeah.
the more space and time I have in a scene, the better I'm going to be. It doesn't break me down, it makes me better. It just does. I've always been that actor who performs better when they shoot the other person first and then they turn around on me because I've already had time to get really comfortable with it. And that goes for every single actor in his movies. He gives everybody equal opportunity to find those moments and help guides us down those paths. It's pretty simple. The more time you have, the better you are. And I it's not a lot of people do a lot of takes, and so I'm pretty spoiled at this point. And it was tiring, but yeah, you look at this movie. It's a masterpiece, and that's partly because he allows his actors to really find what he needs.
What have I learned? I mean, it really reinforces
Yeah.
the importance of showing up prepared. Because you have the luxury of working for one of the greatest filmmakers of our time, and he cares enough and is passionate enough to want to do it until you get it right. And so to show up with plenty of rest, prepared, energy, ready to go, and to get to be the actor who is directed by such a great director. Sometimes when you're an actor, you're sort of directing yourself a little bit. Like you're keeping a part of your brain as the observer because maybe you don't trust your director 100%. When you work with David Fincher, there's none of that.
Yeah.
You're completely safe. You're in the hands of a master, it. So you can really put your head down, you really put your blinders on, and you get to 100% give over to just being the actor, knowing that he'll keep you safe, knowing that he'll make you better. I mean, that is just such an incredible thing to experience.
And there's a beautiful moment in the movie where Louis B. Mayer tells the Monkey Beast Bros. I have to read it. This is a business where the buyer gets nothing for his money but a memory. What he bought still belongs to the man who sold it. That's the real magic of movies. So, what is the real magic of movies, in your opinion?
The magic of movies is just the way the escaping in a clean way, just the escapism that we can experience as an audience member. The magic of movies is to heighten everything to make you feel like you want to be there, or find ways of like it's putting a filter on life. That's it's magic. It doesn't exist. It's not real life. That was the magic of movies, and I think it's shifted a little bit. I mean, my favorite kinds of movies are the real life, the gritty, like the real true, like the unfortunate truth. I wanted it as real as it gets without it being real. But there are times when I do want a facade. And I think the best movies have, are able to marry both in a way that doesn't distract you. And it's hard to do.
Yeah, I think the magic of movies is to be able to capture the essence of a story in 2 hours and shine it out. Like I think of like a film, say, compared to like a great novel, where you have this great novel and you're and the story is so important, but it's hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, and it's a private experience, versus a film where the great ones can reach into all of that and just pull out this essence, and capture it all in 2 hours, and you go and have a communal experience, and also that experience can be shared rapidly and widely. Is So to me, it's all just like the different sort of kaleidoscope aspects of how do you spread a story, and film kind of brings together all of the elements, the sound, the visual.
And what about this? Of course, you have many scenes with Gary Oldman in the movie because, of course, you are Mankiewicz's brother. So, how did you guys work on that scene beside the 100 takes that David Fincher wanted maybe to make? So, did you had a lot of rehearsal or script meeting and to talk about the scenes?
Yeah, we had a bunch of rehearsal, thankfully, which was another great part of the entire process. Like a lot of rehearsals, a lot of sitting down with Gary and David and going over the scenes over and over them and seeing what works and collaborating and making sure the beats are as sharp and as tight as possible, down to words, and it was great. And then so you feel so prepared and you feel so on the same page with the people that you're collaborating with. By the time you get to set, everybody already knows what we're going to be doing. I found the entire process as an actor really kind of luxurious.